Odin, I mean, that's exactly what I ended up saying, if you remember. We had 3 days, I think, with Maria Pia, check her out, an incredible singer, supporting the students with the idea of developing aesthetic sensitivities to what the singer is trying to achieve musically and performatively. And then she came back again, I think 3 weeks later. Matthew was supporting the development over this course. And in the end, it didn't work because the system was simply too complex for her to use. It needed the students and the staff to be there with her. But I do think this idea of a slowly developing relationship with AI is really important. We saw it there with Carlos Morego. He went away for 6 months to develop his model with the thing he wanted to play with. So I think we have to set up design methodologies where we put musicians at the heart of the loop. Then maybe we can slow down a little bit to understand what it is of the musical needs of the performance. But I don't have any special answers. Maybe Francois does.
Yes, can I say something about... I think everyone has been, and myself included, has been kind of blinded by the success of deep learning stuff. And we forgot one bit. So a few years ago, I don't know, 10 maybe, I don't know, each guy, I mean, the main AI conferences, no one would talk about neural network, they would talk about combinatorial search, you know, SAT, SAT, satisfaction problems, NP problems, combinatorial optimization, constraints. So what about solving really hard problems, problems which are known to be hard, which have been proven to be hard, to be harder than polynomial complexity, for instance. And now, I don't know if you noticed, but complexity has disappeared. So if you have a trained network, you just press click and there is no complexity, it's forward, you know, it's just going forward from the input to the output. And it's like, hey, we solved the complexity problem, but that's not true. There are problems which are inherently complex, you know, lots of them, you know, probably. And I think that music composition, sorry to come back to that, maybe also music improvisation is inherently complex. There is no chance, no way you can solve a complex problem with a method that's not able to do that. I mean, a neural network does not even know how to count. I mean, if you ask a network to generate a poem and ask to have like a specific number of how to say,
stanzas,
you know, like octosyllables, you know? It is not able, for deep reason, it does not know how to do that. And I think that, you know, we are blinded in a sense. We have forgotten. It's like you know, people want to make you believe that complexity is dead. No, it's not. It's actually still there. So we have to, I think, to get out of this period of euphoria and come back to the idea that it is very hard actually to compose a nice song.
Thank you. Other questions? Yeah, over here. Hands up first.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to think a little bit about this business of whether you can do a Bach, which is better than Bach or whatever. Before I do that, just a quick preface on chess. And I'm surprised that DeepMind can beat Carlsen at chess. It didn't mean that when you went along to watch him playing Karaoni in London in the World Championship, it was a riveting experience, even though you knew both these guys would be laid waste by DeepMind. Anyway, as far as Bach goes, we're not just imitating Bach, which I think we can do with enormous skill and precision, but we're saying, who is Bach, what is he? He's a cantor at St. Thomas in Leipzig, he's operating Protestant music, he's got a whole series of circumstances, including always complaining about not having enough singers, so we play him one voice to a part. You make a judgment on that. If artificial intelligence can come up with a Bach, i.e. the totality of all the complexity, all the mess, all the contingencies, all the circumstances, then it will really be doing something. Imitating Bach incredibly effectively, so I can't tell the difference. I find this is fairly obvious.
Yeah, that links to what you were talking about with your Lovelace model of trying to create something. Perhaps you'd like to just expand a bit on this idea of historical AI models and capturing more than just the musical data, I suppose.
Yeah, so we did it with Lovelace. Really, that was based on the text at the same time as you were working on the music.
Yeah.
Yes, I think there's a lot more work to be done on this. This is wearing a digital humanities hat. I could happily talk later with Martin about this as well. Maybe that's a challenge for everyone. I mean, just the from the humanities viewpoint, what we did with Lovelace requires critical inspection. And the favourite example is we trained on the personal library she may have had. Did she or did she not have Byron's books in her life? And things like that. So it does raise a whole load of questions that helped us examine Lovelace at the time. We call this experimental humanities. So digital prototyping is a method for close reading. So I offer that to humanities colleagues in the audience.
And just very quickly to bring it back to Bach, when we did that experiment, the comment from the harpsichordist was, yes, it sounds perhaps to some people like Bach, but to me it doesn't feel like Bach because it's not rooted in how Bach spoke. These phrases are not, in the syntax of the particular dialect that this harpsichordist knew so well under his fingers, didn't he? So there's that kind of links back to what you were talking about. It sounds like the other panel has closed, so if you have any more questions, please do catch anyone in the break. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Prof, as well, for setting everything